The icy wind howled across the barren plains of Valara 7. Outside the small research station, jagged ice cliffs stretched to the horizon, glinting under the faint light of the distant binary suns. Inside the station, the hum of life support and the soft tapping of keyboards were the only sounds. Captain Alex Mercer, a tall man with sharp features and weary eyes, stared at the monitor in the control room. The readings didn't make sense. Energy spike. Again, muttered Dr. Elena Ruiz, the station's chief scientist, pointing at the glowing line on her console. It's not from our systems. Something external. Something alive, maybe. Alex frowned. External and alive. We're hundreds of kilometers from the nearest known life forms. You're suggesting? I'm suggesting we have a visitor, Elena said cautiously. Something unusual. Before Alex could reply, a faint sound echoed up the stairwell leading to the upper levels of the station. A soft, deliberate tapping. He froze. It was too rhythmic to be the wind. He signaled to Elena, and they moved quietly toward the stairs. There, on the top step, was a girl. She looked almost human, slender, with pale skin that glowed faintly under the station's lights. Her hair shimmered silver, and her eyes were the color of amber fire. She stared at Alex and whispered, almost as if afraid of being heard by the station itself, "Stay with me tonight." Alex's heart skipped. He quickly scanned the upper level. The station was secure. No one else could have entered. What are you?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. The girl didn't answer verbally. She tilted her head slightly and then, astonishingly, raised her hand. A faint blue light emanated from her palm. The station's doors that had been locked for hours slowly clicked open. Alex blinked. "Elena, did she just—" "Yes," Elena said, her voice tight. She opened the door without touching it. That's impossible." The girl, who had not introduced herself, finally spoke in a language Alex could somehow understand, not through sound but in his mind. Her voice was soft and melodic, filling his thoughts. "My name is Lyra. I mean no harm. Please, trust me." Alex stared at her, struggling to process. His training as a human expedition leader taught him caution. Humans were curious by nature, but they survived because they never ignored danger. Yet there was something in her presence, something that made him want to protect her. "All right," he said finally, stepping closer but keeping a safe distance. "You can stay. But only in the observation room. Nobody else touches her until we understand what she is." The girl nodded, almost gratefully, and climbed further into the station. As she walked, the monitors flickered. The lights in the hallway dimmed and brightened again, following her movements like a silent dance. That night, Alex sat alone in the observation room, watching Lyra as she curled up on a soft mat. The humans had made the best of what little comfort they had. The wind outside howled louder than ever, rattling the outer panels, yet inside the station was strangely peaceful. "You can talk to me," Alex said, breaking the silence. Lyra opened her amber eyes. "I can, but only little. My memories are broken. My home, gone," Alex frowned. "Your home? You mean another planet?" "Yes, destroyed. I wandered until I found you." Alex leaned back. The reality of it was hard to grasp. He had seen reports of alien survivors before, but nothing like this. Nothing that could stand and speak to a human mind so clearly. "Why here?" "Why our station?" "The energy. It called me. I could feel it. It is safe." The word sent a shiver through him. Humans had always sought the unknown, explored strange worlds, and faced dangers unimaginable. And yet here it was, a creature not of Earth, asking for safety and somehow connected to the energy that pulsed across Valara 7. Meanwhile, in the lower levels of the station, strange anomalies began to occur. Lights flickered unpredictably. Machines powered down and restarted without explanation. The AI assistant, normally calm and methodical, repeated phrases and patterns that no one programmed. Elena hurried to the control room. "Alex, something's happening. It's like the station itself is alive." Alex rubbed his temples. "It started when she came upstairs. Every reading spikes when she moves. But why, and what does it want from us?" "I don't know," Elena admitted. "But it's clear she's affecting the environment. Not aggressively, but definitely changing it." Alex exhaled sharply. He had led humans through hostile planets before, faced deadly storms, alien fauna, and even rogue human factions. Yet nothing unsettled him like this. Nothing had felt so alive in a way he didn't understand. By the second night, the station had settled into an uneasy rhythm. Lyra remained quiet, speaking only in fragments of thought. The crew kept their distance, some afraid, others curious. Alex found himself drawn to her. He would sit quietly nearby, observing her gestures, listening to the soft telepathic hum of her voice. "You are different from them," she said one night, eyes reflecting the station lights. "Humans, strong, clever, kind. I can feel it." Alex smiled faintly, unsettled by the compliment yet heartened. "We try. Sometimes we fail, but we try." She tilted her head as if surprised by his words. "You survive. You think you care. I like that." The days passed. Lyra explored the station cautiously, touching walls and consoles lightly. Every interaction caused small effects. The lights would pulse, doors would open, or machinery would hum with renewed energy. The humans began to realize she was not only sentient but helpful, yet fear lingered. One night, a junior engineer whispered to Alex, "Captain, what if she's dangerous? What if she's using us?" Alex shook his head. "We judge by actions, not fear. For now, she's a guest. Treat her with caution, yes, but also with respect. That is what makes humans strong." One particularly dark evening, as the storm outside battered the station walls, Lyra approached Alex. The wind howled and snow scratched the outer panels. But inside the observation room there was silence. She looked up at him, amber eyes glowing softly. "Tonight, stay with me." Alex felt a mix of caution and warmth. "I will stay. But not because you asked. Because you deserve safety." She smiled faintly, a gesture that somehow transcended species, a smile that spoke of trust, fear, and hope all at once. Alex realized then that humanity had not just discovered a new life form. They had found someone who could remind them why they explored the stars. To find connection, to show compassion, and to survive together. The storm raged on outside, battering the icy cliffs. But inside, in the small flickering warmth of the station, a human and an alien girl sat together. The future was uncertain. The universe was vast and dangerous. Yet for tonight they had each other. And that, Alex thought, might be enough. The storm had passed, leaving the icy plains of Valara 7 blanketed in glittering frost. Outside, the harsh sun reflected off jagged ice cliffs, casting long shadows across the station. Inside, the small human crew moved with a new sense of caution. Lyra, the mysterious alien girl, had been staying in the observation room for days. She remained quiet most of the time, her amber eyes observing everything around her. Captain Alex Mercer watched her closely. Humans were naturally curious, but he felt something more than curiosity in him, a sense of awe. Lyra was unlike anything he had ever seen. She seemed fragile at first, but he could feel the strange energy around her, subtle but undeniable. "Elena, I need a full scan of the station systems," Alex said. "Something about her is interacting with our equipment." "I need to know what?" Dr. Elena Ruiz adjusted her glasses. "I've been monitoring the fluctuations. It's not just our equipment. It's the environment, too. Sensors near her record small gravitational anomalies, unusual electromagnetic fields. It's unprecedented," Alex frowned. "So she's powerful. But is she dangerous?" Elena hesitated. "Not deliberately, at least not from what I've seen. But we don't understand her yet." Later, Alex approached Lyra as she sat near the observation window. The plains outside glimmered like crystal under the light. She watched silently, her delicate fingers brushing the edge of the console. "Lyra," Alex said gently, "can you show me what you can do?" She hesitated, her amber eyes flicking toward him. Then slowly she extended a hand toward a metal tool lying on the floor. Without touching it, the tool lifted into the air and hovered. Alex's breath caught. You just moved it without touching it," he said, amazed. "I feel energy. It responds to me," she replied in his mind. "I do not control it fully, but I can guide it." Alex nodded slowly. Humans had always relied on creativity and problem-solving. Here was a being whose very presence could change the environment, and yet she seemed gentle, almost childlike. "Show me more," he said, trying to stay calm. Lyra smiled faintly and waved her hand. Small items, pens, tools, even a water bottle floated in the air, circling around her before settling back on the table. Alex watched, fascinated. Elena, watching from the control room, whispered, "She's incredible, but we must remain careful." Over the next few days, Lyra explored more of the station. She rarely spoke aloud, but humans could hear her thoughts soft and clear in their minds. She told fragments of her past, my world, burned my people, gone I ran, across the stars. I felt your energy. And came, Alex listened quietly. Humans had always been survivors, explorers of the unknown. Now he understood that empathy, not weapons, would guide their next steps. Lyra wasn't a threat. She was a survivor like them. The crew, however, remained cautious. Some whispered among themselves, "She's too powerful," one engineer muttered. "What if she decides to harm us?" Alex shook his head. "We judge by actions, not fear. So far, she has done nothing but help. And help she did." Lyra's presence seemed to stabilize the station. Equipment that had malfunctioned during the storm now operated smoothly. Plants in the small hydroponics unit grew faster, their leaves glistening with renewed vitality. Even the AI assistant seemed to respond more efficiently when she was nearby. One night, as Alex walked to the observation room, he noticed Lyra standing by the window. The twin moons cast a soft glow over her silver hair and she seemed lonely. "You're quiet tonight," Alex said. "I am learning about humans." "About you," she replied. "You are strong, brave, caring. I like this." Alex smiled faintly. "We try, sometimes we fail, but we try." Lyra tilted her head, amber eyes glowing softly. "You will survive, even in darkness. You think you care, that is rare." The human heart had always been capable of hope in the darkest places, and Alex felt that now. Lyra, though alien, understood something essential about humanity: their courage, their empathy, their ability to face the unknown with both mind and heart. The next morning, the station experienced a small power fluctuation. Lights dimmed, alarms beeped, and computers restarted unexpectedly. Alex rushed to the control room with Elena close behind. "It's Lyra again," an engineer said nervously. "Every time she moves near the power core, something happens." Alex examined the readings. The energy spikes were synchronized with Lyra's movements, but not in a destructive way. The station seemed to respond to her, almost as if it recognized her presence. "She's not a threat," Alex said firmly. "She's connected. Connected to this planet, maybe even to the energy itself." Elena nodded slowly. "It's unprecedented. Humans have explored strange worlds, but this is something entirely new." As days passed, Lyra and Alex grew closer. They spent quiet hours together in the observation room, speaking in thoughts rather than words. She shared stories of her home planet, vast oceans that glowed under alien suns, cities that floated in the sky, and forests filled with creatures that shimmered like jewels. "We were peaceful, until destruction came," she said softly. "I am alone now, but here, I feel safe." Alex felt a mix of sadness and determination. Humans had always faced adversity and survived through courage and intelligence. Now they had a chance to protect someone who had lost everything. "We'll keep you safe," he whispered. "We'll learn together." Lyra's eyes glimmered. "Thank you. Human, you are different." "I like different." Not everyone shared Alex's trust. Some crew members plotted in secret. "She could be manipulating us," one whispered to another. "What if her powers are dangerous?" Elena overheard and stepped in. "Fear is easy. Trust is harder. We are humans. We do not abandon those in need because we do not understand them." Alex reinforced her point. "We have faced countless dangers and survived. We will survive this too, with patience and reason." One evening, a strange event occurred. The station's lights flickered violently and the alarms blared. The energy readings spiked beyond anything recorded. Alex rushed to Lyra's side. "What's happening?" he asked, alarmed. "It is the planet reacting. The storm is over, but the energy, it flows. I did not expect this," she admitted. Alex looked at her, trying to understand. Humans thrived on problem solving, and this was a puzzle unlike any other. Yet he felt no fear. Instead, he felt determination. The same determination that had carried humans through centuries of exploration and survival. "Then we solve it," he said. "Together." Lyra nodded. "Together?" "Yes." That night, as the wind howled outside and the station trembled, Alex sat beside Lyra. She placed a small hand on his arm, and he felt the faint warmth of her energy. "Do not fear me," she said in his mind. "I only want to be here." "With you," Alex smiled. "I do not fear, and we will stay with you, not because you asked, but because it is right." For a long moment they sat together, listening to the hum of the station and the distant echoes of the frozen planet outside. Humans had always survived by relying on intelligence, courage, and empathy. Tonight, Alex realized, those traits would guide them in ways they had never imagined. The storm outside had passed, but inside the station, a new bond had formed. Not just between human and alien, but between hope and survival, curiosity and understanding. Lyra had come seeking refuge, and humans had offered more than shelter. They had offered trust, patience, and companionship. In that quiet, flickering light, the future seemed uncertain, but full of possibility. And for the first time since she arrived, Lyra felt something she had not felt in a long time: hope. And Alex knew that humanity, once again, was about to prove why they survived the harshest stars, not just with strength, but with heart. The icy wind of Valara 7 had grown stronger over the past 2 days. Outside the station, jagged ice cliffs groaned under the pressure of shifting glaciers. The humans inside the small research station could feel the storm approaching, an immense energy surge that no prediction system had fully recorded. Captain Alex Mercer paced the observation deck, his hands clenched. Dr. Elena Ruiz was at the control console analyzing the rising energy spikes. The entire station vibrated slightly, as if the planet itself was restless. "Alex," Elena said, her voice tense. "The readings, they're off the charts. If this storm hits at full strength, it could damage the station completely. Even our reinforced shields might fail." Alex nodded. He knew that human ingenuity had survived countless challenges, from hostile planets to mechanical failures. But this storm was different. It was alive in a way they couldn't control, and the humans weren't alone in feeling its force. Lyra, the alien girl who had stayed with them quietly, was pacing near the window. Her silver hair shimmered under the lights and her amber eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the approaching danger. "It is coming," she whispered into Alex's mind. "The storm, the planet, it tests me." "Tests us," Alex stepped closer. "Then we face it together. You and us, Lyra, we solve this together." "Yes," she replied, "together." The storm arrived with a roar that shook the station. Outside, the winds reached speeds impossible for humans to survive without protection. Ice shards struck the walls and the ground trembled beneath the station's foundation. Inside, alarms blared, lights flickered, and the station's systems worked overtime to stabilize power. Lyra moved to the center of the observation room. Her small frame was steady despite the chaos, and she lifted her hands. A soft blue glow radiated outward, and the hum of energy intensified. The lights flickered in rhythm with her movements, and the energy surges outside seemed to respond to her presence. Alex watched in awe. Humans had survived countless storms and disasters with intelligence and creativity. But what Lyra could do was something beyond human capability. Yet it wasn't destructive. It was protective, stabilizing, almost like she was communicating with the planet itself. "Everyone stay calm," Alex shouted over the alarms. "Follow protocols, but trust her." Some of the crew hesitated. Fear had a way of gripping even the bravest hearts. But Alex's confidence inspired them. Slowly, they followed orders, securing equipment, reinforcing barriers, and helping where they could. Humans were adaptable, resourceful, and brave, and tonight that courage would be tested like never before. As the storm intensified, cracks began to form in the station's outer walls. Ice panels shuddered, and some reinforced sections groaned under the pressure. Lyra's glow pulsed with the rhythm of the station's energy. Alex noticed the strain on her small body. Every movement she made seemed to draw energy not only from herself but from the planet's natural force. "Lyra," Alex called. "You're doing too much." "I must protect," she replied faintly. "Or the station fails." Alex's mind raced. Humans had always faced impossible odds and found solutions through intelligence and teamwork. He glanced at the control room. "Elena, can we amplify her effect? Channel energy through the station's systems?" Elena nodded quickly. "Yes. If we reroute power through the main conduits and link it to the energy field she's creating, we can stabilize her connection, and ours too." The crew jumped into action. Engineers adjusted power conduits, redirected energy flows, and secured the station's weak points. Every human movement was precise, careful, and driven by determination. They were small, but their minds and teamwork multiplied their effectiveness. Lyra raised her hands higher. The blue glow now filled the observation room, radiating outward to the station walls. Energy surged through the conduits, pulsing in harmony with her. Alex realized the truth. This was a collaboration not just of survival but of two species working together. Humans with their ingenuity, Lyra with her alien power. The storm outside raged harder. Ice panels cracked. The station trembled. But the humans persisted. Alex ran from one point to another, directing the crew, monitoring systems, reinforcing weak spots. Every human decision mattered. Every small act of courage counted. I am tired, Lyra admitted softly. I cannot hold much longer. Alex placed a hand gently on her shoulder. Then let us help you. We are with you, Lyra. You are not alone. Together, she repeated. The crew synchronized with her efforts. Using makeshift energy conductors, they amplified her field. Small drones floated in the air, stabilizing energy surges. Power conduits hummed in harmony with the glowing pulse from Lyra's hands. The station trembled, but it held. Humans, despite their limitations, made a difference. They were clever, brave, and resourceful, their hallmark traits in every challenge history had thrown at them. Lyra's glow intensified, her energy reaching the farthest corners of the station. The storm outside began to weaken, its destructive force redirected. Ice panels stopped cracking. Alarms slowly silenced. The station survived. Lyra slumped to the floor, exhausted. Alex knelt beside her, supporting her gently. You did it, he said. We did it. Together. She looked up at him, eyes soft and glowing faintly. Together, yes, the storm had passed. Outside, Valara 7 was calm, the icy plains gleaming under the twin suns. The station had survived damage, but it was intact, thanks to the combined efforts of humans and their alien companion. The crew gathered around Lyra. Some were still cautious, but fear had lessened. They saw clearly now that she had risked herself to protect them, and in return humans had worked with her, their intelligence and bravery amplifying her abilities. Elena smiled. She's incredible, but so are we. Together we're stronger than any storm. Alex nodded. Humans survive not because we are the strongest, but because we are clever, adaptable, and willing to help one another. And tonight that included Lyra. Lyra, exhausted, looked around at the crew. I am home, she whispered. Alex smiled gently. Yes, you're home, and we'll stay with you. She tilted her head, a small smile forming on her face. Thank you, human, for everything. The crew spent the rest of the day repairing minor damages, restoring systems, and sharing quiet moments of relief. Even the AI assistant seemed calmer, operating more efficiently near Lyra. Her presence had permanently altered the station, stabilizing it in ways they could not fully understand. Humans and aliens together had created harmony. That evening, Alex returned to the observation room. Lyra sat near the window, looking out over the icy plains. The light from the twin suns reflected in her silver hair. You know, Alex said softly, humans have always faced impossible odds. We explore strange worlds, fight dangerous storms, and survive what others cannot. But tonight, I think we learned something new. Lyra turned to him, amber eyes curious. What is that? That we can face the universe together. Human and alien, intelligence, courage, empathy, when we combine them, nothing is impossible. She smiled faintly, a gesture that transcended species. Together, yes. Alex reached out, taking her hand gently. We'll stay with you, Lyra. Not just tonight, but always. You're part of this crew now. Her fingers tightened around his. Then I am no longer alone. And neither are you. The human heart had always been capable of hope, bravery, and ingenuity. Tonight, those traits had saved a small station on a frozen world. And more than that, they had saved a life that reminded humans why they explored the stars. To find connection, to show compassion, and to survive together. Outside, Valara 7 remained harsh and frozen, but inside a new story had begun. One of unity, courage, and trust between humans and an alien girl who had once been lost in the stars. For the first time since her arrival, Lyra felt true belonging. And Alex, looking at her, knew that humanity had gained a friend, and the universe had witnessed the strength of human heart and mind. As the twin suns set over the icy horizon, casting long shadows across the plains, Alex whispered softly, We'll stay with you, Lyra. Always.